guys, welcome to the Homestead. So I have heard what you have been saying, and I have seen it all over the internet. What is the deal with the eggs? I don't know what the deal with the eggs is. Thankfully, I have not bought eggs at the store for almost, I think, over a decade now. At least, I mean, every once in a while, you have to go and get, something for some kind of cooking, baking project you're doing. We need lots of extra eggs. But for the most part, I mean, our chickens give us all the eggs we could ever want, and sometimes more during different seasons of the year. I'm swimming in eggs. I'm having so many eggs, I have to pickle them in jars of half-gallon jars and gallon jars because I have so many eggs. But the seasons, come and go, and right now we haven't had eggs in weeks, and hopefully, within the next couple of weeks here, our chickens will be laying again. But there seems to be a real shortage, and I have seen all kinds of things all throughout the internet on YouTube, people saying that there's some kind of crazy thing in the feed. Don't buy your chicken feed at this store or that store, or look for this ingredient or lack of that ingredient, and it's causing the chickens not to lay eggs. I don't know if any of this is true or not. Please, if you have some sort of insight on this, I'm not going to disregard you. I'm not going to poo-poo you. If you have some sort of insight, please leave a comment below. Your comment may help someone else. Here is what we are doing, because maybe there is something in the feed that we're getting or not getting. And for the most part, we try to free range all of our chickens out in, the open areas of our property. However, recently we've had, major predatory issues, where we have gotten, I think, a bobcat and a fox on camera. We know they're in the area. And, when we start to lose a chicken or two, we put our flock inside and lock them up. And we have a chicken run that's like Fort Knox. So we keep them in there and they're safe. And then once we feel like this danger has passed, then we go ahead and let them out again. Tim made the comment the other day that there's no rabbits around. Normally when it snows, you see the rabbit tracks everywhere. There's no rabbits. That's a good indication that there's a predator in the area, a bobcat or something, who is cleaning them out, which is good for my garden come springtime, but, it's not good for your chickens if you're trying to let them free range and, eat natural things. So what we're doing right now is to give them as many scraps as possible. Every night after dinner, we have a little bowl that we keep at the counter, and that thing gets filled up, and the next day it goes out to the chickens. And they get those scraps, and so we're giving them a lot of scraps nowadays, and they appreciate that. Or any occasional IRS agent that wanders up the hill, and off to the chickens he goes. So you know how that works. Just whatever scraps are laying around that's possible, we give to the chickens. Anyway, so there's lots of shortages also going around. Let's take a look at some of the articles. Just doing a real quick search on Google, you can see here, let me zoom in here so you can see this, a real scramble. Alaska suffers egg shortage. California, this is the Los Angeles Times, the resulting shortages and price increases have hit the poorest Californians hard, eating up inventory at food banks and pinching families. Egg price relief coming on as U.S. demand softens. This is from Bloomberg. That's a good thing. Egg price relief coming. Hopefully, if people are buying less eggs, because there are no eggs, I guess that somehow is a relief. I don't know. Egg shortage hitting Colorado Springs, growing group creating a buffer against it. I'm not sure what that means. Primary reason for the shortage is the spreading of avian flu, which is reducing poultry flocks while driving up the price of eggs. There have been records amounts of poultry that have been culled from factories because of supposed bird flu. Believe it or not, I don't believe it. Lakeside egg farm sees more customers amid grocery store shortages. New law. This was an interesting one. New law could spike egg cost amid shortage. And in Colorado, if you're in Colorado, there is a new law that is saying that each chicken must have certain amount of space in their cage, and that makes them cage free, and you can no longer sell eggs unless they meet this requirement. And a lot of farmers are not set up to do this, and so they can't sell their eggs anymore. If they're not set up in this way, they can't sell eggs. And yeah, there's an egg shortage in Colorado because of this new law. Leave a comment below about what you think about that. National egg shortage has businesses scrambling amidst egg shortage. This is the new law again, right down there. Also more headlines here. Bird flu hurting chicken supply, inflating egg prices. Why do we see shortages of eggs and milk in Prince George? Some of these are, it's all over the world. I've seen like this one here, egg shortage, kiwis. This is in New Zealand. There's like shortages of eggs everywhere. What is the deal? I don't understand. It's everywhere. Kansas bakery shop owner went from paying $19 for a case of eggs to $97. There's your inflation. This one here was the article. It says Kansas bakery shop owner goes from paying $19 for a case of eggs to $97. And the year through November, not adjusted for seasonal swings, egg prices jumped 49%. There goes your inflation out the window. See, you can't stop inflation when you spend $1.7 trillion of government spending, of congressional spending. That does not, spending more money does not stop inflation. It's just how inflation is all about, a monetary phenomenon of having too much money chasing too few goods. The shortage is posing a massive dilemma for consumers all across the country, but a bakery shop owner in Kansas said his business is taking a hit. The price of sugar is up 60 to 70%. Flour is up. It's at 80%. Who owns the Best Regards Bakery Shop in Overland Park, Kansas? Leave a comment below if you have shopped at that bakery shop. Due to the recent economic inflation, Dunsing has been struggling to get his basics, including flour, sugar, and eggs. So much for, inflation going away. There's another article. This is the one talking about Colorado. Egg shelves are empty at some Colorado grocery stores. Here's what shoppers need to know about the egg shortage. Colorado's egg industry contending with nationwide outbreaks of avian influenza. These silly chickens who didn't get their, shots. Consumer demand and a new state law. Colorado shoppers on hunt for eggs are often finding shelves empty or picked over as both avian flu and a new state law have destabilized grocers' supply chains. They're blaming it on the beer cough. Highly contagious virus that can kill domestic poultry is the main culprit for the shortage. He also pointed to a new state law requiring all eggs sold in grocery stores and produced on Colorado farms be cage-free. Because, yes, you just let the birds run around willy-nilly wherever they want to, and they just come and bring you their eggs when they lay them. As demand for cage-free eggs skyrockets after the mandate took effect on January 1st, that's adding to the problem, said Scarborough, who uses the free-range and pasture-raised approaches, that there's not that many people who've been doing cage-free eggs. And it goes on and on. This is why everyone's paying more for eggs. Now, this is, and I've often said, the entry-level drug for homesteading. Many people, even before they move out to what they would call a homestead, start with chickens. It's something they do in their backyard. They can start with a chicken tractor or a small coop and just have a few hens. And usually their neighbors won't ever even care. So it's like something that people start with at the very beginning. But once you get onto a place or where you can get to actually have some more property and some more space, you can broaden this out. I think the most birds we've ever had on hand is around 80, maybe 90 birds, something like that. 70, 80, 90 birds, something like that. It fluctuates. I think right now we got around 25-ish, and some of them are getting old. But I love eggs. I love eggs. I love pickled eggs. I love getting eggs, and I love cooking eggs. I love my eggs over easy. Let me know below how you like your eggs. But I love my eggs over easy. But, it's one of these shortages. It's one of these things that you can produce yourself. And I've told people oftentimes, if you're going to go into this economy that we know is going to be suffering, we know it's going to be shortages, we know prices are going to continue to skyrocket, Congress can't pass a $1.7 trillion spending bill and expect to curb inflation. It's not going to happen. So we know the result of this. We know the inevitable conclusion. What are you going to do? You got to learn to produce things on your own. And one of those things you can produce, it's easy. It's usually all the beginners get into it is chickens and eggs. You can do it. You can make your own chickens. Listen, there's easy solutions if you have problems to get past those problems. Chickens are easy. You can do this. You can do it. Lots of people have written books about it. There are lots of people who can be resources for you to solve whatever problem you might have. But get into chickens. Produce something on your own. That's the only way you're going to get through what is coming. You start with chickens and you go to other things. So Anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Anyway, check out our merchandise, teespring.com. Our best-selling shirt, Stupid Should Hurt, is available now. Link in the description below. You can find it. And all the purchases of these shirts help the Homestead. Again, if we had more hurt in this world, there'd be a lot less stupid. It makes a great gift. People love the shirt. You'll get lots of comments wearing it out. I wear some of my other shirts too. Lots of great shirts over there at teespring.com. All links in the description below. Check them out. All right, guys. See you next time on the Homestead. Bye. Alexander the Great. Did you know when he died, his body was placed in a coffin made of solid gold? Decades later, Ptolemy X and Cleopatra III stole the coffin and gold artifacts just so they could pay their war debts. Germany, at the time of World War II, stole all of the gold they could get their hands on, and much of it still today has not yet been accounted for. You see, all throughout history, when times get tough, people, either good or bad, seek real wealth. They turn to gold and silver. The central banks and Wall Street cheerleaders would have you believe that gold and silver are just shiny rocks with no real value. But did you know that central banks around the world have for the last year been buying record amounts of gold and silver for stockpiling? Stockpiling for what? What do they know that they're not telling us? Genesis Gold Group is a proud supporter of an American homestead. They help people get out of locked-in 401ks and IRAs into something that's real, physical gold and silver. If you're going to be locked into something, it might be a good idea to talk to Genesis Gold Group about being locked into something physically vaulted instead of just a piece of paper that at the end of the day is just that, a piece of paper. It's a clear surety that our economy is headed for turbulent waters. The nation is currently over $31 trillion in debt, and Congress keeps spending money and the Fed keeps printing it. That does not bode well for anyone keeping and saving money in savings accounts or paper-denominated assets. Call Genesis Gold Group today, this instant, or visit them online at genesisgoldgroup.com. They can put together a strategy that's right for you. And be sure to say that you heard about them from an American homestead. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. Oh wait.